Hi there, this is Fred here from Vital Seeds in Devon. In this video I'm going to show you how to hand pollinate squashes and pumpkins if you want to save seed from them. And we do this to stop them from cross-pollinating each other, so to keep the varieties pure. This is a two-stage process. The first stage is coming in the evening and basically looking for the flowers, the male and the female flowers, which are going to open the following morning. And then we tape them up or tie them up to stop them from opening early in the morning and allowing the bees in to mix the pollen around. But first of all, I will show you how to spot the flowers which are going to open tomorrow morning. So this is a nice example of a male flower, and you can see it has the stalk underneath it, and then the flowers on top, and it's beginning to go yellow on top, and it's firm. So that is a flower that's going to open tomorrow morning. Over here you see these ones. These are flowers which will probably open the next day. They're not going yellow yet. And this is a nice example of a female flower that's going to open tomorrow. And you can see the female flower has a miniature fruit behind it. That's how you can tell the difference between the male and the female. And this, same thing. So it's starting to go yellow on top, still quite firm. So that's going to open tomorrow morning too. So I'm going to use some masking tape to tape up the male flower, like this. So that will not open now in the morning. And for the female flower, I'm going to use a rubber band. You could also use masking tape. It's just any way of keeping it closed, basically. I'm going to pop that around there like that to stop that from opening in the morning. But now I've taped up my male and female flowers. Ideally, you want to tape up 3 male flowers for every 1 female flower to ensure that you have a nice lot of pollen for fertilizing the female flower in the morning. So I'm now going to go away and come back in the morning to show you the next stage of the process. Okay, so here I am the next morning, and I've gone and collected 3 male flowers here, which you can see are taped up, and I've got a nice female flower here which we're going to pollinate with these 3 male flowers. So first of all, I'm going to take off the rubber band from the female flower, and then we'll take off the petals from the male flowers and pollinate the female. So I'm going to take off the rubber band very gently. If you rip off the top of the petals, it doesn't really matter because we're going to tape up the rest of the flower anyway. So you can see in the bottom of the flower there, that is the stigma, which is where we're going to put the pollen from the male flowers now. Now I'm going to remove the petals from the male flowers one by one, very gently, because the pollen is shedding from the anthers now, because it's that time of the morning. And then very carefully I'm going to spread the pollen, you can see the pollen grains on the end there, onto the stigma inside here. And we want to kind of get as much coverage as possible all over the stigma for good pollination. And the last one. Okay, so that stigma is now totally covered in pollen, which is what we like to see. And the last step is now just taping up that female flower to stop bees from coming in now after we pollinated, and putting other pollen in there as well as the stuff which we want. So now I'm going to tape up the female flower again. Close it up like this. Put some tape over. And then in a few days' time, if that has worked, if the pollen has fertilized the eggs inside, then the fruit behind here will start to swell. As you can see, this fruit underneath has done, which we did a few days ago. And that's how you know that it's worked. If it hasn't pollinated properly, the fruit will just yellow and drop off the plant, essentially. And then at this stage, we need to remember to mark this fruit so that we know that we have pollinated it by hand. So like you can see here, we put a cable tie around it, And we're going to do the same with this one now, so we know. Okay, so that's it. That's how you hand pollinate squashes and pumpkins. So happy seed saving.